Well, hello and welcome to a new video on a YouTube channel I created to keep my sanity within levels society considers acceptable. I'm confused than usual, and we are playing Internet Cafe and Supermarket Simulator 2024 today, a game which not only tells you that we currently have Anno Domini 2024, but also simulates two businesses which definitely shouldn't coexist in one and the same building. Imagine having a crazy overweight lady in a handicapped shopping cart and a nerd who has never even touched a woman before right next to each other. After feeding your brain with this godly imagination, we are ready to become a successful businessman, and I can tell that it was quite the journey. Before we start, this game is in early access, but has a promising coming up section. New game! Please enter your store name. Come and join this fusion of two things which should not exist in one and the same building, because supermarkets and internet cafes are two different things and serve two different purposes which are not the same. And while I was writing this essay, I realized that the background changed into a beautiful orange color, which could only mean that something is probably burning to ashes right now, as I'm writing this extremely long title for an internet cafe and supermarket. Now I really wonder how long this title can even be, but I already love that the developers have been that kind to me to allow me to write such a long title for a supermarket and internet cafe in Supermarket and Internet Cafe Simulator 2024 and 2024. Now I really cannot think of anything else, so I'm just writing what comes to my mind, as you can already see. This is everything I wanted to say. Thank you so much for your attention, and also thank you so much for watching this video on YouTube. I also would like to thank YouTube for giving me a platform where I can upload such stupid videos for free and without any further costs other than my sanity, which in 2024 is already a burning wreck of a skyscraper which has been hit by a UFO. Perfect. The name length needs to be between 2 to 20 characters. Boring. Train wreck hit by a UFO. The name length has to be 2 to 20 characters. Fine. Welcome to the game. If only I knew what was going to be happening before I was born. This is us. Two floating zombie arms. This is our pleasant accommodation. And this is our bed. Very tempting. New task. Get out of your room. My mother always told me to do the exact same thing. Sweet memories. This is your initial home and can be used to sleep, replenish energy and save progress. Why is the first letter of every word written in capital letters? Can I go to bed? You are not sleepy now. Okay. Then let's get used to our new surroundings. There is our backpack. Left mouse button is punching. Can we punch stuff? Stuff doesn't care about being punched. Control is squatting and we can walk to look like complete idiots. Tab seems to be our equipment wheel. Empty-handed, sadly. But it seems like we can unlock many interesting things. I already like furnishing. And lastly, if you spam shift while running, we apparently are having a seizure. Enough of that. Time to explore the world. Mission accomplished. Didn't know it was so easy to achieve success. New task. Follow the on-screen directions to your store entrance. Hold W plus L shift to speedrun. There is said on-screen direction and there are other people. Let's check out the other buildings first. We seem to be unable to enter this building, but we can dive into the front stairs, literally. Aside from parkouring over some objects, we cannot interact with anything. By now I noticed that we have $2,000 starting budget and cleanliness of really low nothing, as well as a pathetic level 0 in both supermarketing and internet cafeing. What's even worse, both Cranberry and Willow Street are one-ways, so we are trapped like a bird in a cage. In such a hierarchy, we have to fight for dominance, and since there are no consequences, we can do that again and again and again. Wait, did they really drop money? Oh my god, yes! And there are really no consequences to this. And I'm not even taking damage. But people can hit each other while we get all the benefits. I haven't even started, but this game is already great. This is like taking free money from an eternal ATM. So after doing this for a while, we now have $3,000 starting budget instead of $2,000. This can totally benefit our future business. Or we can even make more money in the casino, which doesn't give a drip about dress codes. And back to $1,000. Don't worry, I'm just withdrawing some from my bottomless bank account. What were we doing again? Right, we are supposed to open an internet cafe. And click, open. Wow, what a view! So much unused potential. New task. Go to the convenience store and buy some handy dandy tools for cleaning. As you wish. Open. Hello plastic lady, nice store you got here. Purchase a broom, trash can and 5 garbage bags. I like how this game calls decorative elements in the rough. Let's also buy a roller brush. Just having a feeling this handy dandy tool could lead to an interesting turn of events. And someone forgot to finish his afternoon coffee and croissant. Not my problem, back to our business. New task, start cleaning. Broom seems to be not very effective. Also someone forgot his piece of afternoon cake. Sadly we aren't hungry at the moment. In the trash you go. Good thing we live in a capitalist society so we can most likely pay someone an almost livable wage to do that for us. And just like that we get a new decorative element. A trash bag. Really fancy cleanliness level 100. Who wouldn't agree? Next up, check your PC. Sweet. Oh my god, we have a random dog as wallpaper. Open a web browser, arrow pointing to the right, eBay Market, and buy your first set of internet cafe computer equipment. Kinda short on funds so we can't buy the best stuff. Purchase monitor, keyboard, mouse, computer host, aka the actual PC, table and a chair. As you probably noticed, we can only have not the best equipment, but further down as we rise the ranks, you can buy slightly better, not the best equipment. So all in all, we pay $528 for everything. So in case you don't know if that gets you good hardware, it doesn't. But we don't have to use it, so I don't care. Waiting for the delivery. Thanks for throwing it off, forklift driver. Onto the sidewalk. It's not like we're having fragile PC equipment in there. Okay. Fine by me. Let's build our first setup. There we have the table, and I assume this arrow points to where the future user will be. And I'm curious what happens when the arrow points into another direction. Mouse, PC, throw, out of my sight. Let's place the chair like this. Take the mouse, heads up chair, same with the keyboard and the monitor, physics 10 out of 10. Now the table tells us that our stuff, except for the chair, is not placed correctly. Fine. Let's see how much the game cares about logical and reasonable placement. Putting the mouse right here and the keyboard to the side, the old computer with its back to the customer, and the monitor facing outward so everybody can enjoy what you are currently trying to do. Best part, the game doesn't mind at all. New task. Don't forget, when it comes to remembering things, I'm the wrong person to talk to open the store on your computer. This is how customers come to visit. How exactly does a computer tell potential customers that our shop is open? Anyway, who am I to ask about methods as long as it brings me money? But before we do that, let's place some fancy decorations in form of the trash bag. Not quite there. Second try. Perfect. Except for that my table doesn't recognize my chair anymore. Fine, have it your way. Take table, free some space from this crap, and rebuild the entire setup back to perfection. Alright, open for business. Well, hello good sir, what may lead you to such an amazing place? A customer requested to turn it on. Go to network management software on your computer. Arrow pointing to the right, approve the boot, since you're already here. And he's having the time of his life. Of course our customers care as much how the PC is actually arranged as our table does. Also the game now tells from this point in time we are exposed to the human nature of decay. Also known as love, inner organs, chemistry and fire. Our first customer is done and he left us with a complete mess. Excuse me sir, this is supposed to be an internet cafe and at some point in time a supermarket and not a trash dump. Although I admit currently it's really hard to tell the difference. Stupid customer, stupid trash, stupid work I have to do instead of someone I can throw cash at. After he paid for his time using our equipment, we can make him pay for the mess he made in the only way possible, by brutal violence. I'm taking this, that will teach him. And we have our second customer of the day. Enjoy your time and don't mind me brainlessly staring at you. Let's see what this customer actually does. Boringly watching a boring video about a boring motorcycle in a boring way. Take the payment and taking the rest of this person's money. Maximizing profits is my passion. One thing I haven't talked about, this game has a skill tree, which has many useful upgrades, but I'm only interested in one thing, fist damage. Customer is done, please come again. Let's tweak our setup in the meantime a little bit, because I want to know what happens when customer meets concrete wall. But we cannot place the monitor on a full trash bag, sadly. Since trash bags serve no purpose, they are immediately stripped of all rights to be in my shop. Get out. You can throw stuff at people. This game just got better a million times. And trash bags actually can explode. I really don't know how the dirty sidewalk affects our shop's cleanliness, but since I'm a good neighbor, I will take care of it. One day is done and we just lost $1,750. And this notification tells me that we are now owning money to something. Once again, the tax-greedy government ruins all the fun. I'm not going to pay that. I live in a garage with a decade-old computer some people are daring to use in exchange for money. What kind of bill am I supposed to pay? A little further into the game and I realized you can automate the entire process of accepting a boot to getting paid, which costs some money we currently don't have. if there wasn't something every good game needs. A bank for taking free money, or we could raise our prices. It's the year 2024 and unjustifiable high prices are the new global trend, just like COVID was in 2020. And according to these reviews, our customers are totally fine with our price tag. Time for some improvement. Thanks, forklift guy. Now I want to rearrange our setup so that one customer can see what the other customer is doing right now. Placing the table right here and the other one right there. Yes, shove it in. Get all of that crap out of here. Wait a minute, can multiple customers share one setup? Only one way to find out. They might be able to share the same chair. Oh my god, it actually worked. 2 setups for the price of 1. What a deal. In our internet cafe, you don't just get the nostalgic experience of the 90s, you can also get to sit on some random person's lap and might find a new friend. Or an unwanted pregnancy. If that's not justifying my price tag, then I don't know what does. Finally, some test subjects. Now that's what I call success. Oh god, which woman would like to sit on some old dude's lap? Who am I to interfere? I also find a way to pay my bills. Total amount of unpaid bills exceeds $20,000. They will close our shop. In other words, they will auction it off while we run with all the money. And to make this money, we are going to improve our PC setup. Like this. 4 setups for the price of 2 and 1 single chair. More ways to make friends. And yes, the placement of the hardware is intentional. Watching this conglomerate of human beings is both fascinating and terrifying at the same time. Also, I want to know if they stay like this forever. They have to wait for my approval after all. Hope you had nothing planned for the day. Apparently they really had nothing planned for the day, as they are sitting like this for hours and hours by now. Uh-oh. These black visuals and the fact that we currently have daunting 0% chemistry doesn't seem right. And I died. Treatment cost $200. Ah, the American healthcare system. These guys are still waiting. Congratulations, you earned your right to boot. Speaking of booting, more PCs mean more booting, and more booting means more money. So we end up with something like this. 20 beautiful setups for the price tag of just about 8 or something like that. Look how happy this guy is for having access to so much trash in one place. I've also found out that as long as we are sitting on our PC, our needs don't decline. And mist costs $80 a day to keep this place clean 24 hours, which is an hourly wage of about $3.33 by the way, takes care of every other responsibility we have. That already made us $110,000, all with trash, nostalgic experiences and forced friendships. But for now we are done with that. If I read these star ratings correctly, having 5-star setups will allow us to charge even more money. And that's what this is all about. Yeah, don't mind me throwing out all of this trash on the public sidewalk. Where are all those porch pirates when they would be actually welcome? And you can still throw stuff at people and give them a good beating. It just never gets old. Since we got all these tables, there's one thing I have to test. What could possibly happen if we build a barrier to block people's pathways? In my experience, they either walk through it, clip through it, push the tables aside, or what I'm hoping for, stop working entirely. And one more mystery of life solved. Since we are completely redesigning our store, we could use some expansion. Area 1 comes for just $800. Every time a no-brainer. After more investing, we end up with some actual formidable workspace to work with, buying all the hardware for a completely justifiable amount of $83,500. Yep, nothing wrong with this way of unloading cargo. Once again, all my thanks goes to the forklift driver. And after some building, we end up with 25-star PC setups shoved in the back of my shop so every customer gets their daily steps in. Some aren't finished yet. I ran out of money midway through. I know, pathetic. And while we could crank up the price tag to $63 an hour, I found out that more people generally stay longer and subsequently pay more money when the price tag is set to suitable. Still suitable in the upper end though, which is still $54.44 an hour. More than enough if you ask me. So while we're finishing our setups, let's talk about the second part of the game, supermarkets. Why? Because it's in the title. Thanks again, forklift driver, don't worry about the table, I'm just waiting for it to be stolen out of my responsibility. Back to supermarkets. Starting at level 0, it only gives us access to small product shelves and cheap basic goods to sell. 30 seems like a reasonable amount to start with. And there they are, freshly delivered with love and utmost care. How does this work? Not like that, and not like that, unfortunately. And placed it down, and another one, and another one, and another one, until we get a sweet barricade of shelves, which is designed to get your maximum steps if you want to access the PC area. Don't forget the register. How freely will the game allow me to place this? Yeah, only time will tell. Quite the choice we have here on what to sell. Stuff like chips or crisps, bottled water, all kinds of healthy stuff, and toilet paper. Very important. Let's get a nice variety of everything available. Once again, big shout out to the forklift driver for driving around with a view-blocking tower of groceries. He's like, I'm getting paid for delivering goods to the only available supermarket in town, not to care about those unnecessary pedestrians. What a hard-working individual. So now we have a box of potato chips, which we cannot put onto our shelves directly. First we have to store them right here, across the street in an unlocked, apparently open to the public storage. And where we could put them into these metal shelves, we can also just shove it into the corner like true heroes. Let's hope we don't have to look for anything specific in there. And with the storage facilities stacked up, we can finally fill our shelves with various goods, and the lowest shelves for the maximum amount of future back pain. Of course, in the most random way imaginable. I also set the price to an even $5. Our customers don't seem to react very well to the placement of the register, and now they are stuck, which will possibly be a problem if I would actually care. Here's how registering works. Take item, put it onto the scanner, job done, profit. And we get some sweet experience on top. And after doing that for a while, we end up with not only supermarket level 15, but also with something far more eyesight destroying. Care for a free tour through our beautiful establishment. So this is the first impression you get from our business. The best tile for an internet cafe and supermarket you could possibly imagine. Followed by some random, totally not fitting decorations. Or this beautiful woman diving headfirst into a steaming hot cup of coffee. Some user reviews, totally accurate. More stuff that shouldn't be close to a supermarket. And the one and only description of what this mess actually is. Can anyone tell me why there are hearts and lips on these balloons? No, me neither. This is our main entrance, and you probably noticed those tiles on the ground in different colors. That's just the first impression, because every single tile on the ground and on the wall is in a different color. There are some new and improved setups. Improved because now 2 setups can support up to 5 customers at the same time, and all for the price of a small chair. Look how happy they are because they all made so many new friends. Okay, bye. I'm so happy for them. So I built another one basically in the next alley. And another one. More questionable decoration, more setups. And at the very end of this long hallway we have our register, where a large crowd of customers are patiently waiting for someone to scan their groceries. Speaking of groceries, by now you should have noticed that we only have one thing to offer. But what more could you need in life if not some amazing toilet paper? $5 for a box. But why only toilet paper, you may ask, when there are so many different exciting groceries to charge $5 for? The simple answer is this: toilet paper does some funny things when messing with it on the register. Finally, after these poor souls are done shopping, they have to walk all the way back, coming across all of these amazing setups and more toilet paper. Maybe they just bought 2 packs but actually needed 3. You are welcome! Also, all of these shelves are larger than the first ones we had. I stored them properly up here, on the roof of our shop. Do you see how happy they are? Alright, enough nonsense done, time to get to work. Please place all of your groceries in the most chaotic way possible. Wait a minute, screw this, I'm just paying someone to do this shitty job for me. Welcome aboard, plastic lady. It even looks more fun as a money printing bystander. Our business is up and running, time to test how forgiving this game is. So right now I'm ordering 99 boxes of fresh toilet paper. You need to stock up in time after all. Which cost us roughly $3,000. And before you notice it, Forklift Guy is ready with an unsafe tower of cardboard boxes and dumping it in front of our store, before driving off into the night never to be seen again. I think you haven't met him, our box carrier, known as being paid to ruin his feet or being hit by a car on his way to the storage room. Whichever case might be coming reality first. 99 already was an impressive number, but we can do more. The game spawns Forklift Guy the moment we order any good. Then he processes and delivers these goods before he can handle the next order. Meaning, if we invest all of our money in toilet paper, basically blocking Forklift Guy from processing a second larger order as he's busy with his current order, we can get an enormous tower of cardboard boxes. Thank the Lord I'm paying someone to deal with this mess. Let's see how long it takes Forklift Guy to unload. Right now we have 5:15 p.m. on day 80. Midnight, day 81, and still going. 12 o'clock on day 81, and we can slowly see the end of this mess. Overall, took Forklift Guy almost 19 hours of in-game time to unload this order, and left us with a beautiful pile of toilet paper, and that's what I call mission successful. Thanks, Forklift Guy, see you eventually. We can even climb this mountain of cardboard and sink right into it. Since there's still money coming in, I assume our customers don't really have a problem with this beautiful madness. What a picture to end this video. Thank you so much for watching me create all sanity-denying chaos using the power of the internet and supermarkets at the same time. You can follow me on Twitter, or X as some people call it. And I see you again when I create an entire town full of workload for one single person in the digital world.